Uh, Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman29, and I just wanted to come on and give some thoughts on law codes of the Old Testament. And I've been reading this the book that I mentioned in the last video, and they brought out some interesting hypotheses about the literary styles and textual ideas and theories about how it was composed. And one of the things that was surprising, I never fully realized it, was that there are actually 13 laws to the Ten Commandments. And it should be referred to probably as a Decalogue, which was wrongly labeled the Ten Commandments. You find the being given in what scholars would call the Covenant Code. These commandments were given in 2 to 14. So you'd have that there, and also in Deuteronomy 5:12 to 15. Now the text in Deuteronomy, there are some considerable differences according to ideas such as the Sabbath and reasons given why a person should keep the Sabbath holy. However, Deuteronomy 5:12 to 15, apparently, according to the documentary hypothesis, was written later and by a different author, and so that may account for some discrepancies in that text. Also, there is the covenant collection could go from Exodus 20:19 to Exodus 23:33, and I'm kind of up in the air about which is older currently. Joshua 24 is another covenant text, and I've heard a hypothesis that Joshua 24 may have been memorized by the young and recited because it gives an account of how the Israelis were delivered and a short history in that chapter. So the ideas in Joshua 24 may be a little bit older than the ideas here in Exodus 20:19 to 23:33, as far as what the people were read and accepted. Now, the idea of the holiness collection, which is another law code, which comes from is from Leviticus 17 to 26. And that is from a different time period. And you also have the Deuteronomic law collection, Deuteronomy 12 to 26. So I'm on the really bad computer here, and I don't have access to my hotshot Bible program to look at the time periods. But I believe that the text in Deuteronomy was actually written down. Now granted, it was transferred orally throughout, but it was written down during the time of Hezekiah, and different priests had different motives on how they viewed the law, and it seems to be very fluid and flexible. And at times, you see Yahweh threatening to punish Israel for not obeying the covenant or the law code to the third and fourth generation, as it's said. Let me grab that. Exodus 20:5 and 6. You have that statement being made. However, in Ezekiel 18, you see a turnaround. So, if it was straight from the mouth of Yahweh, Ezekiel wouldn't be harping on it so bad. And so these things are very fluid. And what's interesting is a lot of these texts have the penalty of death, and we look at instances in examples in the Law Code of Hammurabi, where if a doctor injures somebody, his right hand would be cut off, or if a builder, if the house were to fall down on somebody that the builder built, the builder would be put to death. Now this would raise a problem for society because all the good doctors, obviously they're going to screw up at some point, and they'd be disabled. So these texts were just to stress, I believe, currently, the importance of the job at hand and the importance of the law. Not that it was exactly carried out as such, because we see allowances being made when David sleeps with Bathsheba. Should have been put to death for that, but he was allowed to live. Yeah, although his it appears from the writers in Kings, or I forget where that's found. 2 Samuel, Kings. Somebody can put it in the comments. It appears that that from that writer's point of view, the sin was dealt out as punishment on the child, and the child dies. And David is all upset about it. But David himself isn't put to death. So there are plenty of examples on where things are blown off, and allowances are made, but the importance of it is stressed. And when you get even to the law codes, actually coming from the mouth of Yahweh, you would have to ask yourself which was given orally, which set of law codes were decisively orally given for Moses to give to the people, because of the varying accounts. Was it the text of Deuteronomy, where it places more emphasis on the importance of remembering you were slaves in Egypt and now you're liberated? Or was it from Exodus, which is quite different? So putting those texts side by side and understanding, which I'm trying to do now, is to look into the context and some different theories on how it's put together. So I don't know, just some food for thought, and some of the stuff on ideas on how such things are sometimes laid out. Take care, YouTubers, and take care of yourself and each other. And remember, if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.